What's up everybody, Super Dukes fan here for Mustang Weekly Update number 61 on this Friday. So, what's new with the Mustang? Well, nothing at all, because I haven't driven it for the entire week that I had the Lexus RC350. Thank you all very much for your support on that review, by the way. It was very much appreciated, and hopefully Lexus will send me more press cars in the future, including the RCF. The only reason why I'm even filming in the car here is just because I wanted to, drive it after a week. And it's kind of funny, whenever I don't drive this car for an entire week and I'm driving something else, then I get back in this and I notice just how nice this is. Like, I think this is actually possibly quieter than the RC as far as road noise goes, and I still love this car. It really is amazing. It's such a nice car to drive at any price, but especially at the price it's at, it's really tough to beat. But yeah, still very much love this car. I know after the 10 things I hate about the Mustang video, people were thinking I'm going to be jumping ship, but I still do really love this car, and I'm looking forward to doing more mods here in the coming weeks. But the reason why I'm doing this in the car here is actually to do my last data log for the Tune Plus, tune that I have on the car now. And I was running a Stage 3 for like a month. It was like I guess a revision 3 of the Stage 1 tune that Adam has here with the Tune Plus package. And so I just hadn't sent him any more data logs, so he wasn't able to revise it anymore because I was just really busy and just didn't have a chance to go to the spot where I normally can do a full throttle third gear pull up the red line, because that involves a little bit of a higher speed. And so I was able to get a chance to do that here again. And hopefully once I get this last revision in, he'll be able to send it back to me, and then I'll be able to do my review of the tune and what it's like, with the final revision. So for those of you, I know there were some of you that have been asking about that. I'm sorry to keep you waiting. I know I mentioned that several weeks ago, but it will be coming here, hopefully, I'm guessing within the next week or so, maybe sooner, maybe later, but around a week or so is my guess. So yeah, definitely stay tuned for that, and stay tuned. I'm starting to develop my plans for this car for this year. I'm not going to do a ton. I never do anything crazy, but I have some good solid upgrades I think planned, and I think I figured out what wheels I want to get, but I'm going to keep that a secret until I actually get them, because I may very well change my mind in the meantime. But I think I figured out what I'm going to do, so I'm really excited for what I have in mind. It's going to be really great. And so anyway, that's it for all the updates on the Mustang, so I'll send it back to me at the news desk for this week's news. Right, for this week's news, the first thing is very exciting news that the 2016 Ford Focus RS production has officially started in Germany, which means it's on pace to hopefully be here in the States by the springtime. And so very exciting to see that they're going to be coming here very soon. We know that the starting price is right around $36,600, and of course you can load it up with some options, get it up over 40, but still a really great starting price, and should hopefully finally give the STI some good competition again. Other Ford news is that they officially made the back seat an option in the GT350R. Now it's basically, the whole point of the GT350R was that it's a hardcore, there's no air conditioning, no stereo, no back seat, yada yada. And then they now have an option so you can add all that stuff back in. And but it used to be, it was still only strictly a 2-seater, but now you can get back seats in it. So essentially, it's the same as the GT350 if you so equip it that way. The backseat option is $1,000 for them to add it back in, and of course it matches the front seats. But yeah, kind of crazy that they're offering that. I feel like if you want a backseat and you want the more comfortable Shelby, just get the regular GT350, since the R is supposed to be the lightweight track version anyway. But some people just want the top dog, and they also want to cart their kids around in the top dog. So I guess they said that the consumers wanted it, and so that's why they did it. So can't blame them for that. Other news now, there's two exciting things here about the Geneva Motor Show coming up next month, and the first is Porsche. We've been hearing for a long time now about a 911R, which is a GT3 engined regular 911 with skinny tires and manual transmission only, that would be made in limited numbers. They're probably all pre-sold anyway. They said that that car will be revealed at Geneva, the 911R, and we'll hear all the details and specifics about it then. But very exciting to see that. The other car that's going to be revealed at Geneva is the new hardcore version of the Pagani Huayra that we're hearing is going to be called the Huayra BC. And they also said a Roadster is confirmed to be coming before the end of the year, but they said they're going to be doing first the hardcore version at Geneva. And for some other supercar news, the 2017 Audi R8 was officially priced this week, and the starting price is going to be $164,150. That is for the base V10 one that doesn't have the more horsepower. The 610 horsepower V10 Plus model starts at $191,150, which is still less than the Lambo, of course, and should sell pretty well, hopefully. Other interesting Audi news is that Audi and Fiat Chrysler Group did a trademark trade, essentially. So what happened is Audi really wanted the Q2 and Q4 trademarks because they want to put those on their new crossovers, of course, since all the other ones have Q model designations. But Maserati owned the rights to the Q2 and Q4. If you know the Maserati Quattroporte, there's a Q4 all-wheel drive version and stuff. And so I guess they're going to change the name on those, and Fiat Chrysler is giving Audi those Q2 and Q4 badges, but in exchange, Fiat Chrysler got an Audi brand or an Audi trademark that they are planning to use on future products. And so we're not sure what that's going to be. I mean, Audi has used some Italian names for past concept cars and things like that. So it could be that it's something like that they want one of those Italian names that Audi owned. I don't know, but I've never heard of anything like that before, of trading names, essentially. So be interesting to see which names that Fiat Chrysler got out of the deal. Other Fiat Chrysler news, though, is we're hearing that the 2017 Dodge Viper won't be a thing, that it will be discontinued for the 2017 model year. The reason being is that by 2017, apparently there's a federal mandate that all cars have to have side curtain airbags, which strikes me as strange because I'm pretty sure all convertibles don't have side curtain airbags. So it must just be all hardtop vehicles, because you look at stuff like the C7 Corvette, that has it does not have side curtain airbags either, because you have the Targa top, and so you just have the side impact airbags on the seats, but not a curtain that falls from the roof. And so I'm not totally sure. They're saying that that's the reason why they're coming the Viper. It could just be that it's slow sales and that's a convenient excuse, but they said that if they put side curtain airbags in the roof of the Viper, it would have even less headroom than it already does, and so that's why they're not willing to do it. But my suggestion is go old school Viper and just turn it into a Targa top, just like the Corvette, and then, oh, look, it's a convertible now, and you don't need to have the side curtain airbags. So I think that's a way they could get around it, but hey, I'm not working at Fiat Chrysler. Obviously, they're probably smarter than I am, so there's a good reason why they're not doing it. But seems kind of strange that that's the reason why they're discontinuing it. But unfortunately, hopefully, it's not confirmed that they're discontinuing it. That's just what we're hearing. But chances are that's most likely because they can't sell the car for 2017 without those airbags. So we'll have to see, what they end up doing. Other Fiat Chrysler news is the 2016 Alfa Romeo 4C is getting updates. Now we're like halfway through the 2016 model year, but I guess they're a little bit behind because they're giving us all the 2016 updates now. And so there's some new things. There's some new carbon fiber trim here and there. The big news, though, is that there's an optional Akrapovic exhaust that you can now get for the 4C. It has an active, dual mode exhaust. So in the racier modes, it's louder and it's quieter in the normal modes, which is very cool. Now this is another car that apparently the Alfa 4C Coupe doesn't have side curtain airbags either. So there's rumors that the 2017 Alfa Romeo 4C may not be a thing here in the States, at least not the coupe version. I don't know if that's true either. That's just a rumor I've heard. That could be why they're launching the 2016 model so late, so they can be like, oh yeah, we're gonna build the 2016s for a long time and not call it a 2017. That may be why, I don't know, but all we know is officially they've updated the 4C for 2016. Seems like an interesting move, but that's that. So great to see the updates, though. They said that also the nicer sound system from the Spider version of the 4C will now be standard in the coupes as well, and a few other small things like that. So cool to see that. Another vehicle that also is plagued by this whole side curtain airbag thing is Lotus. Now we know that the Elise is no longer allowed to be sold in America, and that's also because of crash safety standards. The Evora is still able to be sold. I'm not sure if it has side curtain airbags or not, but at least for 2016 here, they're going to continue selling it in the States. Anyway, that's not the news that Lotus debuted this week. What they said is they have this new exclusive customization program that they're launching within Lotus, and it's starting off in the UK, I think, but they said they want to bring it all around the world eventually, and so that's what we're seeing here, is that it's basically, you can customize it with stripes and special special paint colors and special interior, and just like, like they do with the Bentleys and, Rolls-Royce, all the different, and even Jag has their, special division now to customize vehicles for those that want to pay extra. And so Lotus is doing the same thing as well. And they're obviously a small enough car company that shouldn't be a problem for them anyway. So great to see that they're giving people that option. All right, now some interesting spy shots. BMW brought all their new models out into the snow somewhere, very snowy, to test them all, and they've all were spied and pictures posted everywhere online. The most interesting one for us enthusiasts is the new BMW Z4. Some people are calling it the Z5, the new small BMW Roadster that will be competing, I guess, with the Mercedes SLC and stuff like that. This is the car, though, that has the same underpinnings as the new Toyota Supra, because this is the car that is that joint project that was developed back in 2012 to build a new Supra and also a new sports car for BMW. The one that BMW is getting out of is the Z4, which is kind of strange that that's what they're going with. I mean, we have always heard for a while it would probably be a new Z4, but the strange thing is, this is a convertible, it's a Roadster 2-seater, and it looks almost like an S2000 in profile. Very, smaller, very, very sporty car. Nothing like what I would imagine a new Supra to look like. But that is what they're saying. And now they're saying that the Supra isn't going to just be a badge job. So it's going to be a completely new body. It's just going to have the same chassis and the same driveline. So same BMW engine, same BMW transmissions. So I'm guessing a 6-speed manual and maybe the ZF 8-speed is what you'll be getting in the new Supra, according to these reports. But it's just going to have a different body. So I'm assuming it's going to be a hardtop, because I don't think they're going to do a convertible Roadster Toyota Supra. I think, it's going to be a completely different style altogether. It's not going to be like a BRZ and FRS kind of deal here. It's going to be completely different, but interesting to see. Obviously, this is just the BMW version because it was spotted with all these other BMWs out running around in the snow, but cool to see that. It looks good though. I mean, for a Z4, I'm excited about it, and it should hopefully be a great performer as well. Anyway, the next BMW that was caught out testing in the snow was the new X5, which is very heavily camouflaged. Can't see anything except it's roughly the same size as the current one, and yeah, so can't really deduce too much from that. The next car that was spied out testing in the snow from BMW was the 2018 BMW 3 Series, which, obviously very heavily camouflaged against. We can't see too much, but the fact they're testing it on the snow means it's pretty close, I think, to, being ready already. Obviously, they have to finalize a few body parts and things like that, but for the most part, looks like it's going to be pretty ready to go. I'm guessing it might even be for 2017. Who knows? But they're saying 2018 here in the reports. Anyway, it looks good. You can't see too much from the camouflage, but you can see those headlights, which are more 7 Series inspired, I think, now. And actually look a little bit like a Volvo new headlights with the way they are kind of shaped and whatnot. We'll have to wait and see, what they actually end up doing once the camouflage comes off. But very cool to see that nonetheless. And other BMW news is that there's a rumor here that the new BMW i3 for 2017, a refreshed or, I guess a lightly updated version of the i3 here is going to have a higher electric range. So the current car is like, I think 80 miles, and they said the new one could be 120 miles for 2017. Still falls well below the new Chevy Bolt's 200-mile range, and of course way less than all the Teslas and whatnot. But for a little city car, I think that'll, be a good improvement for those that are into the electric city car thing. Other BMW family news, now this is mini news. They just unveiled this week the new John Cooper Works version of the convertible Cooper S, which is great to see. And so it's got the same 228 horsepower, 236 pound-feet of torque, 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder as the regular John Cooper Works coupe. So this, the convertible version is basically the same thing, just in convertible trim. And so the pricing for it is $36,450 for a 228 horsepower, little small convertible. Tough sell, but that's the price. By the way, a standard Cooper S convertible would run you $30,450, so they're all a little bit on the expensive side, but the John Cooper Works is always far and above pretty pricey vehicles. But cool to see that. Other mini news is that they officially are going to be putting the all-4 all-wheel drive system on the new 4-door Mini Clubman, which is great. For those that don't want the jacked up, I guess Countrymans and things like that, you can now get it on the regular Cooper-looking Clubman here. And great to see that they're going to have all-wheel drive for that. And I believe they said that the starting price for these will be right around $30,000 or so as well. So great to see that. Other wagon news is Canada is going to be getting the new Mercedes-Benz C-Class wagon. If you remember, Mercedes debuted this beautiful C-Class wagon earlier, this past year. And everyone enjoyed the way it looked. But of course, people in America don't like wagons. We like to have things lifted up off the ground an inch or two, and additional rough body cladding for the off-roading we're never going to do, and then sell it as a wagon. So these normal, beautiful wagons don't come to the States. It's only going to be in Canada, and it's only going to be available as a C300D 4MATIC in Canada. But at least they're coming to North America, just not our country, unfortunately. But cool to see that. Some interesting news from GM is that they have this new Opel GT concept coming to Geneva as well. And they just have a quick little teaser video. My guess, considering Opel and Buick share so many vehicles, my guess is this Opel GT concept is going to be a version of the Buick Avista concept that we saw in Detroit, except instead of us stealing cars from Opel, Opel's going to steal a car from us for a change, which is a nice little give and take. And so I'm guessing that's what we're going to see, is an Opel badge version of the Buick Avista, but could be something completely different, who knows. But whatever it is, it's not coming to America because it's obviously an Opel. But for those of you in Europe, stay tuned for that at Geneva as well. And the last story, other GM news here, is that GM this past week unveiled Maven, which is their new car-sharing brand that they want to take on Zipcar, and basically, it starts at $6, is the cheapest entry level to rent one of these cars for a short period of time. They want to become a mobility company. And funny thing, Ford just talked about that in Detroit last week, and now all of a sudden General Motors is doing the same thing as well. Obviously, this has been in the works for a long time already, but it's just funny they're all going the same direction here. And so anyway, cool to see that. But that's it for all the news this week, guys. So I'll send back to me in the car. Alrighty, so I'll leave you guys with a nice little acceleration here like I always do. That's first, and it's just sliding. This thing must have fishtail on me today. I don't know what's going on. I mean, it is only 25 degrees, but with these snow tires, like I mentioned in previous videos, they just don't have very much dry or wet traction. They're really good in the snow, but anything else, and it's an interesting story. So I'm sorry, I know I'm not going like full throttle red line on these accelerations here at the end, but it's seriously silly because it's just spinning through all the gears, all the tires. I can't keep going in a straight line full throttle very easily, so yes. But it's just fun. I like it. It kind of reminds me of the BRZ in that regard. So anyway, yeah, that's it as far as the whole update. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you next week. Take care.